Live from the House of LeMay Makeup and Dressing Room.
Here comes Amber. Stop what you're doing. Here comes Amber. She's just doing what she can. Here comes Amber. Cue the spotlight. Here comes Amber with 2 drinks in her hand. The matriarch of fashion from sequins to her glasses. You can't look away. Ask her, does she do it? There's really nothing to it. She's got that feminine gaze. If you have a party or if you're feeling naughty, call up the House of LeMay. Here comes your favorite gal. Here comes your queen. Here comes the talk of the town. It's Amber Live tonight. The music starts playing. It's time for cabareting on Amber Live tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn off all cell phones and get ready for your host, Amber LeMay.
Yay! 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 That's enough. Hello there. Hello on Sunday, May 31st. Oh my gosh, it's Amber Live number 11. Woo! It's been a great 11 episodes, or it will be 11 episodes after tonight. But you know what? May, it's the last day of May. And I want to tell you, this month has sucked on so many levels. The only good thing is I've had 5 episodes of my show. That's the only good thing, don't you think? But no, it's not the only good thing. Lots of good things have happened to you during May, too. So I would like you to, in the comments, write some good things that happened to you during the month. You know, we need some cheering up because there's a lot of stuff going on outside of these walls. So I want to hear some good stuff. So tell me something good that's happened to you during the month, okay? Let's do that. Oh, and while you're at it, while you're tapping away there, would you do me another favor, Auntie Amber, a favor? Would you either like the page you're on, share the page you're on, get on YouTube, our YouTube channel, House of LeMay, and prescribe to that? That would be great. You know why? Because last week's show, did you see episode 10 with Francois Clemens and Francis Legg? Oh my God, episode 10. We had 3,000 views on Facebook. Can you believe that? 3,000 people saw my little show. So we'd like more people. Why not? The more the merrier. So please like, share, prescribe, do it all. Do it for Auntie Amber, okay? If you're having a good time, let's share. Let's share things other than the COVID, okay? Let's do that. All right. So, yeah, the month of May was pretty bad. So let's look forward to June because, June to me has always been the true start of summer. You know, school was out, high school, graduation, and the beginning of vacations. And there's some things to look forward to in June because did you know that the month of June was named after the Roman goddess Juno? Yeah, it was Juno, who happened to be the wife and sister of Jupiter. Yeah. Were they from Vermont? I don't know. But yeah, she was the wife and sister of Jupiter, who was the chief Roman god. I don't know. It's all Greek to me. Anyway, Juno. I always thought June was such a pretty name. You know, there used to be a lot of famous Junes in the spotlight. You know, can you think of any famous Junes? I think I can think of a few. Let's see. There was June Allison. Let's see. Who else was there? There was June Lockhart. Let's see. Who else was there? Let's see. There's some pictures to remind me. Yep, that's June Allison up in the top left corner there. Remember her? She was in some famous Jimmy Stewart movies. Yeah, and she did the Depends commercial that night. Hey, listen. If she was still working at that age, good for her. And that's June Lockhart next to her. Some of you older people might remember her as Timmy's mother in Lassie, but then I remember her most as the mother on Lost in Space. I would have liked to have been that mother with Don and all those other handsome guys. And then down in the lower left, that's June Carter Cash. That's Johnny Cash's second wife. Yes, thank you. Yes, you knew that, Larry. And then June Cleaver. Yes, she was a character, but her name was June. That was pretty. And she always had that nice pearl necklace that Ward gave her. Ward gave her a lot of pearl necklaces, I think. Yeah. Even though sometimes she would say, Ward, you were too rough on the beaver last night. But she always had a nice pearl necklace. So, but those were, what they all have in common? They're dead. Yes, all those lovely women named June are dead. Are there any current people named June? I couldn't think of any. Do you know of any people named June who are alive today? And it's such a sad name. So if I was still in my birthing years, I think if I had a little girl, I'd name her June. So let me know if you know of any June people. But, other things that are happening in June. Let's see, what do we have to look forward to? June is International Men's Month. Ooh, I can go for that. I like some international men. But then I'm also reminded that June is also Celebrity Awareness Month, which I don't have to be reminded of that. and it's also Turkey Lovers Month, which could also describe my sex life. So maybe June won't be such a great month after all, but I'm hoping it will. And also, June is nationally GLBT Pride Month. Yeah, they can't take that away. We might not have parades and festivals, but they can't take the whole month away from us, okay? So in the next couple of weeks during June, we're going to have some special segments about Pride. Yes, because we all could use some of that now, don't you think? Yeah, instead of the gluttony that I've had the past 6-7 weeks. Yeah, so plan on ahead because like next week, speaking of international men, we're having It's an All Canada show. Yeah, so tune in. All right. Woo! That's a lot to get on going there. All right. So let me see where am I now? Oh, and don't forget, 3 weeks from today is Daddy's Day. Yes, we all love a good daddy, don't we? So remember your daddy, your favorite daddy, on June 21st. That's coming up too. So we got a good show coming up tonight. You know what? I've got some great guests. I've got let's see. I've got Derek Asani. He's a entrepreneur type person who used to live in Burlington. Now he's transplanted to Key West and is doing some wonderful things online that you may have seen because of me. And we'll talk to him. And then Merrill Jarvis, who is a movie mogul here in Vermont. He owns, I think, all of the movie theaters around. And so I'm going to talk to him about, sorry, I'm going to talk to him if he gets connected about what's going on in the movies these days. When can I go back into the movie theater? Or will they let me? I'm not sure. So, and then my first guest, though, is another Burlington person who has moved away to Key West, and that's Jessica Butt. And I'd like to just say, hi, Jessica. Hi, Jessica. Hello, Jessica. Are you there, Jessica? Are we having some technical issues here? I don't know. We possibly could. I can't hear you. I'm not seeing you. So can you hear me, Jessica? Can you nod? No, something's going on here. Can I get some help from New York? Let's go. No? Oh, there you are. Okay, so are we on a delay here? Oh, okay.
Am I coming through?
Know. Oh, well, now you are, but I don't. You're doing your ventriloquist act where you're talking and your lips aren't moving at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So okay. Well. Oh man.
Sorry about this.
Live television. Yes. So, do you want to try another thing?
Possibly.
All right. So I'm going to let you work that out, okay, with Russell in New York, okay? And we'll get back to you, Jessica, okay? All right. Are we there? Okay. We'll take care of that too. The excitement of live TV. Yes, yes. And that's happening a lot. If you've seen anything on the networks, they all have that, or they have screaming kids in the background or some cat walking across the screen. No, we just have some technical issues, but that's fine. Yes. All right. Hey, Chrissy B, calling all the way from Indiana. That's great. Okay. So then I'm going to jump to my next guest because I know he's ready. I talked to you already, Derek Kasani, old friend who lived in Burlington. We'll let him talk about what he did here. So, all right. So hello there, Darren.
Hi there. Hi there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
All right.
I was sorry Jess couldn't come on. I saw her a couple weeks. I'm up in Vermont right now, but I saw her a couple weeks before I left to head back up here, and I didn't get to reconnect with her before I took off. So she's a great person. So hopefully she works out her details and gets back.
We'll get her back. So yeah. Darren, okay, so you presently are in Vermont.
I am, yes.
Yeah, I know if it wasn't for the COVID thing, you'd come over and see me, and we'd hang out. And
absolutely.
Yeah, but
I probably would have seen you at Nectar's at trivia night or something by now.
Because that's how we met. Because how many years did you do Catch the Mania trivia at Nectar's?
Oh boy, we started in 2004. It was kind of a little different back then. I was just using PowerPoint like templates and things like that, so it looked like that. But it, I knew Damon Brink, the owner. He started Top Hat Entertainment with me. And so he owned Nectar's at the time and allowed us to come in and try a new program in there, and it got busier and busier and was great. So
it was a great night. It was just a fun place. For my viewers outside of Burlington who don't know about Nectar's, that's where Fish first played. Yes, they should have a shrine in there for them, but they don't. Yeah. But anyway, that's where Fish got their start, was at Nectar's, and that's where Darren hosted his trivia every Thursday night. I know I was there many Thursdays. So you mentioned Top Hat. Tell us a little more about Top Hat, what that was.
Well, it's funny that you had Craig Mitchell on a couple of weeks ago, and I don't even know if he knows this story or not, but I used to go to the Blarney Stone. You remember the Blarney Stone downtown?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So I used to go there and play pool. Well, Craig was a St. Mike's college student at that time, probably mid-90s maybe. And he was DJing that night, and I was playing pool, and now I'm going to say something that I completely knew I was wrong about afterwards, but I said, who's this guy? He played I Will Survive 3 times in the same night. I could DJ better than that. And not true at all. But as I found out over the years, but I was working at an elementary school back then for $8.35 an hour or something, and started DJing on the side. And it just sort of built up from there. I started doing bars and then weddings and company parties and all of that. So it grew into a much bigger business, including Catch the Mania and inflatables, bounce castles and things.
Oh, yeah. I worked as a bartender in a previous life, and many corporate parties, you bring in your inflatables and just do the whole thing. It was a great party atmosphere. But didn't you own a nightclub also in Burlington?
So yeah, so I started Top Hat, and then I bought with my partners in Top Hat Entertainment, which were Damon Brink, who owned Nectar's for a while, Scott LaCour, and Marty Matheson, who own Red Square now, Buffalo Wild Wings, and On Tap in Essex. We bought Rasputin's in 1997. Yeah. That was a fun, crazy moment in my life. Yes.
Anyone who has never been to Sputins or Sputies,
Spats, we called it.
Think of your typical college dance dirt bar.
Yeah, it was what it was. People make fun of it, but it served that purpose, and was a great time, and I met a lot of great people through it. So I don't regret it at all. I owned that till about 2002, I think. But yes.
So with your experience with Magic Hat and Sputins and all that, you sold those businesses and you went to Key West.
I did. I was going down there. Some people from Burlington from a while ago might remember a guy named Matt Gardy. He was on he was on the city council in Burlington, and he was a DJ too. So I knew him through a couple different avenues. And he got a job down in Key West after doing a couple of other things. he started an internet cafe down there, and this is back when there was no internet in hotels and things like that yet. He ended up becoming the IT manager for the state's attorney's office. So I basically used him for a free place to stay down in Key West, and I started visiting, and I really liked it there. So when I sold Top Hat, I said, boy, I don't like shoveling the driveway and all of that. So I decided to spend my winters there, and I didn't regret it for a second. It's been great for 10 years now.
Wow, 10 years. And, I keep saying I'm coming down to visit.
Well, I'm you're welcome anytime. I'm glad. So I did own a bar down there too for a few years. That was a time where I didn't have, and Jessica could tell you this too, but really the people in the workforce in Key West is a challenging workforce. Just because there's so many service industry jobs that bars and restaurants take whoever they can get. And there are a lot of people. I don't really watch Bill O'Reilly or watch the show at all, but he had a segment on there where they talked about it was talking about Key West, and they said if you shake the country, the kind of dregs go down to Florida, and if you shake Florida, everything else ends up in Key West. So I wouldn't put it to that degree because there's some great diversity there, and the place is beautiful, but it's definitely got some it's shiesty element too. It's a very safe place, but
well, it's there. I have been there once many years ago, but you get a sense that you're almost at the end of the world.
It's true. It's true.
And I don't know the total history, but I'm sure pirates came through there because it was a stop-off place, just like San Francisco was back in the days. It was just a place where people went.
Yeah, well, pirates lived there because so many ships came through and ran aground on the sandbars and all that, like out because they're going from the Atlantic to the Gulf of Mexico, and they'd run aground, and the pirates would all go out and take what they wanted.
Do what pirates do.
Yes, exactly.
So you have a hat on. I don't know how many people know what that hat is, but I do. It's a Montreal Expos hat. The Montreal Expos used to be a baseball team in the major leagues, and they had a farm team in Burlington, Vermont. And so, Darren, tell me your interest in baseball.
Well, I've played most of my life. I ended up playing I was on the team at UVM, let's say. You're not going to find me in the record books, but I love the sport a lot. And so being from Vermont, growing up during the 70s, you're either a Red Sox fan or a Yankees fan in the American League. Now, there aren't really many close teams in the National League. I guess the Mets would be the closest maybe. But so I would say most of my friends were Expos fans back then. I mean, you had like Andre Dawson playing on the team and Gary Carter back in the early 80s. I mean, it was some fun baseball to watch back then. In fact, you know what? I had this in the background because I knew I was going to be on with you. And I know you spent some time at some of those games. Yeah,
well, Bob did, and my drag king persona, Bob, was the on-field announcer for 3 seasons for the Vermont.
I didn't even realize that. That's
oh yeah, that was a fun gig.
Yeah.
That was really a fun gig. It was beautiful to be out on the field and on a great summer night in Burlington. Yeah. So you were also involved with Bring Baseball Back to Vermont.
Yeah, so a guy who I knew originally as a coach of Winooski High School, Jimmy Carter, so passionate about baseball. Like I say I love baseball, he's like 10 times me. He was assistant coach at UVM for a while under Bill Courier. Now, he's one of those guys who took all the players, and I didn't play under him there. He was after my time, but he took the players under his wing and like tutored them if they needed help in classes and stuff, like the guy that you want around you. Anyway, when they canceled baseball in 2008, he started a Bring It Back group to try to, and they had some goals, which was keep baseball going at UVM, which they have a club team, bring awareness to people around and all that stuff. The only goal that hasn't really been met is bringing Division I baseball back. But if anyone can do it, that guy can do it. I'm just a help him where I can guy. He's the one.
Well, okay, so very good. So let's get to Catch the Mania online, because you used to do it in bars, but you've been doing it online on Mondays or several nights a week.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So I was down in Key West when establishments started being closed, and that meant that we didn't have trivia going on any places, and I was kind of hanging around my place and not going out on the streets because Key West was still kind of crazy there. And we didn't know what was going on with Corona and all that. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to run a virtual trivia night here. And I put my phone up and I put my computer up and I ran one to Instagram, I think, and one to Facebook maybe. And just had the questions on a TV behind me. Well, my roommate here who was up in Vermont said, hey, we can make that better, and brought in OBS, which is a software, and zoomed me in and did all these things that I couldn't have done by myself. Speaking of which, your presentation is great now. I hadn't seen the beginning of it. I watched a few times at the beginning of your show, and boy, it's great now.
I've got a great technical crew with Russell and Jack down in New York, who I just say, hey, let's do something, and boom, it happens.
Really, really looks professional and it's and enjoyable.
So what nights do you play Catch the Mania?
So we were doing Mondays and Wednesdays, and then sometimes a pop-up Saturday night. We just finished a big tournament that we were talking about earlier, where we gave away 2 nights in Key West and 2 nights at the Essex Resort up here in Vermont.
My team didn't win.
No, I didn't, because people can cheat if they want to. What I did was I made it a drawing. So everyone that plays gets their name in a hat. Everyone that, if you win a night or come in second or third, you get your name in more often. So it gave everyone a chance. If you play once, if you play 20 times. So we just finished that. Last night was our last presentation. So we're going to take a little break right now just to get our feet under us and all that. But what we're talking about is doing some more maybe bigger events, meaning maybe we'll do a 6. We were calling it 30 and 30 because we wanted to just give people half an hour of fun and then they can go on their way. We might do a 60 and 60 on a night and get some decent prizes for that and all that. We'll see. But I'm not.
I like the idea of 60 and 60 because I'd get a group of friends together on Zoom and we'd play together. And then after 30 minutes, we go, oh, it's over, And so I'd prefer a longer format, So
all right. Well, good. I'll keep you posted.
All right. Yeah, because I hosted twice and
yes, it was great.
I'd love to do it again.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Darren, go back to the green room. Have some snacks. All right. I think we have some shortcake left over. I think we got some shortcake left over from last week in the green room. So you go in there and we'll talk to you later. We'll bring you back for the quiz.
Thanks, Amber.
Thank you, Darren. Ooh, got all dressed up for me in that silver disco gay shirt, but he's not, ladies or men. But isn't he nice? Thank you very much, Darren. All right, so let's see if we can get connected down to Key West and see if Jessica's connected. Jess, are you there? Did I click the right thing?
Hello?
Yes. Are you there, Jessica? Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Okay. All right. So you're fine. I think you're fine. All right. So Jessica. Just a little background.
Hi.
You used to live here in Burlington, Vermont.
I did.
Good friend of mine for drag ball, all the drag balls. You would run the spotlight. You'd host karaoke for me, whatever you could do. So, but now you're in Key West. Why are you in Key West?
I started coming to Key West about 8 years ago. One of my best friends moved here, and I started to come visit, and I fell in love with Key West. And
so you're one of the people, the dregs. You're one of the dregs that Darren was talking about that shakes down to Key West.
Yes, I was. So I've been coming down here for about 8 years, like once a year to visit, and I've made other friends down here. And I have my master's degree in library and information science, and I was working part-time library jobs in Vermont. And I had applied for a couple of jobs down here in the Keys before, keyslibraries.org. And last year I was in the position of looking for something full-time, and a few positions came up at some of the libraries here in Key West, and I applied for them, and I had interviews, and they'd interviewed me before, and I got one of the jobs.
Oh, cool.
So, so April of last year, I said yes to a job here in Key West, and I work at the Key West Library, which is it's the main branch for the 5 libraries here in the Florida Keys that are part of the Monroe County Public Library System.
Who thought that many people could read in the Keys? It's...
Oh, they do. They are hardcore library users. So I have been down here for nearly a year. As of June 8th, I will have been down here 1 year.
Oh my goodness! It does. Well, okay, so things have changed since you in the year you've been there. How's it going? What has happened during this whole thing?
Well, the past 2 months have been really interesting because at end of March, we shut things down. We really shut things down. People that were visiting the Florida Keys, if you were staying in a hotel, if you were staying in something that was specifically a vacation rental, an RV camp, we asked you to leave. It was not long after St. Patrick's Day. And then not long after that, we kind of shut down the Keys to the rest of the world, up on US 1, which is the main highway that brings you down from mainland Florida into Key West. There has been a roadblock there, and we've only been allowing people who can prove that they're residents. Or if you are an essential worker, if you're driving a truck for Publix bringing us in food, or for CVS, yes, you can come in. Or if you're doing some kind of work here that is considered essential in the Keys. So it's been very quiet here. Hotels have been closed. A lot of people have been out of work. A lot of restaurants have been doing takeout and delivery only. Only essential businesses like grocery stores and other things like that have been open.
So are things opening up now? Are they slowly opening up?
Slowly. Our beaches were closed for a long time. It was just residents here in the Keys, so it was really quiet. In the beginning of May, some restrictions were relaxed a bit. We could go to the beaches again, which has been nice. You needed a social distance. If you go out into a business, you need to wear a mask. Starting tomorrow, Monday, June 1st, we are ending the roadblock, and people can start driving into the Keys again. And if you fly into Key West International Airport, as long as you're not coming from somewhere that's considered a hot spot, you're not going to need to quarantine. A bunch of hotels are going to be opening. RV parks and other places can take reservations now. They're only operating at 50% or less. So, and a lot of it really depends on where you're staying and if they're open yet. A lot of restaurants are slowly opening again. Some of them are still doing takeout or, delivery. There are some places that have limited seating. You need to be far apart from people. There are some shops that are opening. Unfortunately, there are.
Yep. So tell me, what's your favorite thing about Key West? What do you like most about it?
I love being somewhere nearby the warm and being near the ocean.
Well, you're surrounded by the ocean.
I am surrounded by the ocean. I am on an island that is less than 10 miles wide and only about 5 wide.
Okay. So the cruise ships, a lot of cruise ships come through there. What's happening with that?
They haven't been coming through since March. So we haven't had any cruise ships here at all, and we're not quite sure what's going to happen. Like when they'll be back, if they'll be back, and if we're going to allow larger ones or not, because there's been some talk about that. So we'll see what happens with the cruise ships.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gay Key West there. Yeah, they have their gay pride. It's not in June. I'm trying to think when it is. Like in October or something. Oh, it was. Okay.
Yes. So actually, it's been it was canceled. It's been rescheduled for November, and the new dates.
Oh, let me write that down. Darren, November
18th to 22nd. And if you go to the link that Russell kindly put up earlier, it lists everything that's going to be going on. There's a bunch of shows, there's a bunch of parties, there's going to be some special celebrity guests. The other party you were talking about that happens in October is something called Fantasy Fest, and that's
Oh,
since the late 70s. So Fantasy Fest is a 10-day long adult themed party. There is a parade at the end. It's usually the week next to the last week in October. It's before Halloween. There are so many different kinds of parties. There is a theme every year. Last year's theme, I don't remember the exact title, but it had to deal with music. So the parade was phenomenal. Like, different costumes people would come up with were amazing.
well, I know you love costumes. I know you love to dress up in costumes.
So I got to dress up a couple of times for this. Like, there's something like Wednesday night, there's a pet masquerade where people dress up their pets and themselves, and there's prizes. There's a headdress ball. There's a bikini contest.
Ooh.
There's a black light party. There's a tutu.
Ooh, I don't know about black light parties.
It depends on where it is. There's a toga party, sloppy joes. There's a lot of fun stuff that happens for 10 days.
Well, Jessica, we miss you so much here in Vermont, but we can tell you're happy there, and I hope things get better as you open up. You're going back to work tomorrow. Is that true?
I am. I've been working from home since early April. So tomorrow I'm going to go back into the library.
And you've been doing some bedtime stories. You've been reading some bedtime stories online.
I've been helping out and doing some virtual story time online. If you go to Facebook, if you look up Key West Library or Key West Library Youth on Facebook, you can see some of the story times I've been doing. You can also see other story times that some of the other librarians at some of the different branches down here have been doing as well. And you can also find information about when we're going to open again, because we do not have a set date for that yet.
All right. Well, Jessica, go back into the green room, have fun with Darren, catch up with him, have some shortbread, and we'll talk to you later. We'll bring you back for the quiz. All right. Nice talking to you, girl. All right. Whoa, that was good. All the way to Key West. We got some other people from Florida too. Put in the comments where you're calling from. I see a lot of Vermonters, which, hey, love you guys. But I know there's some out-of-state people too. I mean, my God, if we had 3,000 people on last week, we ought to have some out-of-staters here today. And also, I mentioned earlier, has anything happened good to you during the month of May? If it has, let us know, because May has been pretty shitty for a lot of people, all right? But I know some good things have happened to you as well. So let's list those, whether it's flowers are blooming or I still got a job, something. Let's share with everyone. All right. Now, I know I've already had 2 guests. I got another one. Yes. So my next guest is Mr. Burlington, about town. He's been in the movie business for I think 60 or 70 years, owning movie theaters, all types of movie theaters. Oops, that just fell out. I hate it when that happens. So let me welcome aboard Merrill Jarvis. Is he there? Merrill. Hello, Merrill.
Hello?
Merrill, are you there? I don't see you, Merrill. Are you in the darkened theater?
No, I'm here.
Is your camera on? I don't know. I don't see him. Am I not seeing something? Or seeing 2? I don't know. All right. Well, I'll see if some people can take care of that. I don't know. Oh, those who know Merrill are not surprised by any of this. Okay. So, I know he does some Tinder things. So you'd think we'd be okay to know how to do this. I don't know. So what do we have in comments here? We got Memphis, Tennessee. The Gephardts from Memphis, Tennessee. Hello there. Hi there. Oh, and Ron and Karen, some theater people. Yeah, they're those type of people, theater people. So I imagine they're having a drink or 2. And John Olson's doing another social. Oh, slow down, girl. Are you trying to catch up? I think that might be it. So let's see. We'll try Merrill one more time. No, I see a picture down in the bottom, but I don't see it when it pops up. I'm not sure about that. No. Oh. Deep breaths, Amber. Deep breaths. So let's see, what can we do here? Anybody have any questions for Amber? That would be fun. Any questions for Amber? All right. Yeah, I guess he wasn't connected after all. Well, I tell you what, I've been out and about with a mask more frequently the past week. Oh, yes. Thank you, Mr. But I've been out and about frequently the past week, just more and more. And the thing I'm seeing is people aren't wearing masks. I know we're here in Vermont and our count was way low, but a couple of weeks ago we had graduation, and then we had Memorial Day weekend. Students are moving out, students are moving in. Oh, there he is. Oh, Merrill, hello there. Are you there?
Yes, I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
Oh, there he is. Oh, the old popcorn surprise. You're not going to fool me again. Google popcorn surprise, everyone. So, Merrill, hello there. Nice seeing you.
How are you?
So, where are you right now?
Right now, I'm here in Burlington at the Roxy Cinema, and you look wonderful tonight.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
It's amazing. The girls in Vermont are beautiful, but the ones from Beaver Pond are special.
But, that's why I like you. And I love the shirt you have on there, too. That looks so theatrical.
Thank you. And Amber, I have a poster here in my office from a movie that was based on your life. Let me show you.
Teenage Tramp. Oh, I didn't become a tramp until I was in my 20s. So Merrill, how long have you owned movie theaters, or your family?
My family, my grandmother and grandfather used to own a drive-in in Milton, Vermont, and they owned a movie theater in Winooski called The Strand.
Now, where was that in Winooski? Where was that in Winooski?
It's right where they're building that brewery now on Main Street.
Okay.
It was a bank now. And now
Oh,
it's gonna be
okay.
a brewery.
Right around the corner. Okay.
It burnt down. And then in 1957, they built the Burlington Drive-In. My father was a projectionist there.
Now, where was the Burlington Drive-In?
The Burlington Drive-In was on Shelburne Road, down past Shearer Chevrolet, where there's a old folks living center there now, next to the bowling alley, Champlain Lanes.
Yeah.
So my father ran the projectors and my mother ran the snack bar. My grandmother owned it. I was born the weekend that the Burlington Drive-In opened. And so since I've been 3 days old, I've been in movie theaters every day of my life. When I came home from the hospital, I went directly to the projection room at the Burlington Drive-In. I slept in the projection room, and every day since then, I've been in the movie.
Oh my gosh, how cool. So now, which theaters do you own in the Burlington area?
Now we own the Majestic 10, the Palace 9, and the Roxy 6.
Oh my God, that's like 25 screens.
Yes, 25 empty screens right now.
I know. So we'll get into that. So over the years, you go to theater conventions and all this stuff. Do you have any stories about any stars that you've met? Maybe some that were either really nice that you didn't expect, or some that were really, really dirtbags?
A lot of times I had to sign a paper saying I would not reveal what happened, but
I love the but.
Let me see. Seth Rogen was here at the Roxy.
Yes.
And we had a good time. Seth Rogen.
Now, did you allow him to smoke
here.
his pot? Did you allow him to smoke his pot in the theater?
Of course. In the projection room.
Okay.
Jennifer Gardner was here for an event. And I go to the movie conventions out in Vegas, and I meet lots of stars there all the time.
Yeah.
It's a fun time. You get to eat dinners with them, and it's nice.
So one thing I really like about the Roxy in downtown Burlington is you don't get the blockbusters. You know, you'd have the smaller films. One of my favorite ones is your Hump Festival that you have every year. So can you talk about the Hump Festival?
Sure, it's coming again in November for 2 days. I don't have the dates with me right away, but we are getting it back if everything is opened then, and hopefully it will be.
That's the Dan Savage Film Festival that he has, where he encourages people to produce 5-minute porn films, you know, and it's
all
really
amateur.
cool. All amateur. All
What-
things that you just go, oh my God. And it's really fascinating, the audience that you get for that. It's the whole gamut of everything.
It is. You know, I've been in the porn business before. We've ran porno
as a
films
performer. As a performer,
like I said, I had to sign papers not revealing that. but we've ran porno movies before, and back in the early 70s, it was a totally different crowd. It's the trench coat crowd. We used to run Deep Throat at noontime, and all the lawyers and judges and business owners would all come into the theater.
Now, which theater was that? Which theater?
That was at the Flynn Theater.
The Flynn.
Yeah, we used to own the Flynn also.
Now, the Flynn, if you don't, those who don't know the Flynn, is this beautiful Art Deco theater from the 30s that now seats 1,400 people and brings in Broadway shows and local productions, and just an amazing facility. It used to be a sticky seated, seedy place.
Well, they weren't sticky, but now with the Dan Savage festival, it's more family oriented. It's strange. Kids, you know, older kids come with their parents, and it's a family gathering. Friends are coming with their friends, and couples with other couples. You know, it's a whole different story. It was very surprising for me to see what type of people came to it. It's definitely a lot more acceptable.
Isn't it amazing though? Yes, I agree. So Meryl, what's happening? What's the buzz among the movie industry on when can I come back to the Roxy?
Well, hopefully soon. It doesn't look like we're going to probably open till the middle of July. We can open up next week, the governor said, but there's no product. All the film companies have moved their films to later in the year or to next year.
Yeah.
The first films that are going to be coming out July 17th is Tenet, the Christopher Nolan film, science fiction action thriller. It should be very, very good. Christopher Nolan has directed Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, Rises, Dunkirk, Inception. So that's a big film. They still haven't said 100% that it'll be released on the 17th. If New York and LA don't open their theaters, they probably won't do it, because that's like 70% of their grosses.
Yeah.
For their July 24th, Mulan. August 14th, Wonder Woman 1984. November 20th, Godzilla versus Kong. And December 23rd, probably something you're looking forward to, Tom Cruise in Top Gun. So have a lot of product. Once things start moving, hopefully our seats will be full once again. Well, 25%.
Well, let's talk. Maybe we can have some special showings of different shows of old movies, or something that, you know, some drag queen celebrity could come in and host, you know, a sing-along or something of that nature. Let's talk about that. Thank you very much, man. I'm glad you finally got connected, man. And looking good. So I want to bring in my other guest, because it's time for the quiz. All right. So let's bring back Darren Cassini. You guys know each other, don't you?
I'm not sure, but I do want to say, Meryl, thank you for sticking with this business, because really, I think I love local ownership of businesses that are just becoming more and more corporate. So it's great. And I apologize for Probably in 1981. I snuck into Porky's when I was like 13 at the Showcase 123. I played Galaxy 6. Remember that place?
That too, the arcade.
The arcade, yeah. And I bought a ticket for some G-rated movie, but Porky's was the destination. So sorry.
That's funny. That's funny. I think the what is it? The X has expired. The
statute of limitations. I'm
that's
free.
it.
All right.
All right, and let's bring
old
back
enough now
Jessica.
for R-rated films.
All right, and let's see. All right, Jessica. All right.
Hi, Jessica.
Oh, hey,
So,
Darren.
all right.
Hey, Meryl.
So now we're going to play our quiz this week, and it is porn, legit, or both. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you some titles of some films, and they are either porn, legit, or both. All right. And I've asked you to have some papers to show us in case to give your answers. All right. So the first one is The 400 Blows. The 400 Blows. Is that legit, porn, or both? What do we have? Let's show your answers there.
I forgot to write mine out.
Meryl says legit. Jessica says legit. And Darren says
legit. I
legit.
forgot my paper.
Oh, Darren. Oh, my
I'm going to do it right now.
All right. So, yes, The 400 Blows is a 1959 film directed by Francois Truffaut. But you all knew that. So
Correct.
You all knew it was legit. And we'll wait till Darren comes back because I can have another drink. But tell us, anything good happened to you in May? I haven't seen anything. Did you all have a sucky May? No one said anything. And John Olson's just social in the way. That's fine with me. All right. The second film in our quiz is called A Jungle Story. All right. Is that porn, legit, or both? A Jungle Story. Oh, Meryl says both. Jessica says both. And Darren says, hold on.
I'm gonna go on my own.
Porn. Darren gets a point. It is a porn story. It's The Jungle Story. It's a straight porn film from 2007, not to be confused with Disney's A Jungle Book. All right. So, Darren, you got the point there. Number 3.
Lucky.
Snatch. Snatch. Is it porn, legit, or both? Legit, legit, legit. It is both. And you know that Snatch is a 2000 British crime comedy film written and directed by Guy Ritchie. You all knew that. But it's also the title of a 2006 porn film. Of course, why isn't it? It's all right. Number 4, Get Hard. Is it porn, legit, or both? It is legit. I mean, if you have to call it Get Hard, you don't that sounds discouraging to me for a porn film. So it's Get Hard is a 2015 American comedy film starring who? Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart. Yes. Kevin Hart.
It was great. I just watched it the other night again.
I bet you did. You thought it was porn, didn't you?
I was hoping.
All right, number 5, Diary of a Country Priest. Ooh. Is that porn, legit, or both? As Meryl bends over. Oh, Meryl says porn. Darren says legit. And Jessica says both. Oh, my gosh. Actually, it is legit. Yes, it's a 1951 film telling the story of a young priest taking over the parish of Amblecourt, who tries to fulfill his duties even as he fights a mysterious stomach ailment. Doesn't that sound fascinating? I'd rather be a porn film. Number 6, An American in Prague. Ooh, is that porn, legit, or both?
This I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
American in Paris was a great film.
Oh, porn, legit, Jessica? Porn. It is porn. Yes, it's a 1985 or 1995 gay porn film. The original film that this title is based on is a 1951 movie, An American in Paris. However, the sequel to An American in Prague is a space science fiction film called An American on Uranus. Yeah. Just kidding. Thank you, Jessica. And the last question is happy endings. Is it legit, porn, or both?
Has to be.
Both. No, it's too easy. It's legit. It's a 2000 film American dramedy film. Well, there is a porn film titled Happy Ending singular, and that's from 1995. So you all, evidently you don't watch enough porn. So I recommend that as soon as this show's over, you click on Pornhub or whatever your favorite outlet is and check out the titles. I just want to say thank you so much for being part of Amber Live 11. Share with your friends. This is also going to be on YouTube and the Facebook. So click on, because you guys did a great job. And I want to say thank you so much. We got through the technical difficulties. So Jessica, stay safe down there in Key West. All right, girl?
You as well. I miss you. Good to see you.
Nice seeing you. Take care. Darren, you're in Vermont. So let's see each other. All right.
Yeah. I'd love to do that. That'd be great. And it's thanks for inviting me on the show, and thanks for doing such a funny and uplifting thing during these times. That's great. And Meryl, great to see you.
and you're still owing for Porky's.
Yeah. Write that one down.
Story. And Meryl, thank you so much. I'm glad to see you. Can't wait to see you in person when this is over. But let's talk about some special showings, okay?
Wonderful. Take care.
Right. Take care, buddy. All right. Oh, wasn't that fun? That really was a lot of fun. All right. Any comments there? Oh, yeah. Josh says he's been to Rocky Horror at the cinema or Majestic 10. Yeah, Meryl likes to show the Rocky Horror shows on Halloween. He does that at down to Roxy as well as Majestic. Yes, that's great. Let's see. Any other comments? Michael Schultz, Amber, what was first porn you saw? It was probably at some drunken bachelor party back in the 70s. I have no idea, but it definitely was on an 8mm projector, probably shown on a stained sheet on the wall. and Doug was in it. That's where I've seen you, Doug. On that stained sheet on that wall back in the 70s. Wasn't a talkie. It was a moaner. It wasn't a talkie. Oh my goodness. I just love you guys. But make sure you share. Amber should host a drag-related movie on Saturday night at Merrill's Movie Theater, and everyone could come in drag. Then they'd be prettier than me, and we can't have that, Larry. No. But no, thank you. Make sure you like and share this amongst people, please. Go on YouTube and subscribe to our channel there, House of LeMay, please, because we need that. We want to build this up. We're having fun. Let's share it with everybody else. So, like I was starting to say earlier, I've been out quite a bit recently, just walking with my mask on. That's so people don't recognize me in public, but also to fight the COVID. But I see other people who aren't, and there's places that demand masks, and I go, yes. You say no shoes, no shirt, no service, no mask. It's the same thing. All right, it's protection for everyone. Even if you're walking down the street, you don't know who you're going to run into when you turn a corner, or who's going to come out of a store. So please wear a mask. All right, that's what I'd like to tell you, and leave this with you. All right. People are getting sick. Make sure you mask your face. Don't be a total dick. Make sure you mask your face. In these days of social distancing, please be aware that if you cough or sneeze a lot, you don't want to share. Don't stand too close to others. They may just have the bug. Though it may not be your druthers, don't give your friends a hug. Don't spread COVID all over the place. Just make sure you mask your face. You can sing along now. Come on, let's put the words up. We're getting sick. Make sure you mask your face. Don't be a total dick. Make sure you mask your face. In these days of social distancing, please be aware that if you cough or sneeze a lot, you don't want to share. Don't stand too close to others. They may just have the bug. Don't be don't give your friends a hug. Don't spread COVID all over the place. Just make sure you mask your face. Thank you so much for stopping by to this on this Sunday night. Thank you to Russell and to Jack in New York for putting everything together. Oh, wait. Oh, we have a late minute arrival here. Oh, whoa, I didn't see this. Where's Rocco? Rocco, oh,
Hey,
my God. I was
I was
just getting ready to
so during that song, Amber. Sorry.
Oh, you're not a music lover?
I love music. I love good music.
So Rocco, what's going on tonight?
I don't know. I was watching the show. I thought it was really great. You were funny, which is a shock. Your guests were great. You know, I love things about movies, all things about movies.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. I mean, I got a question for you, though. You know, that whole trivia thing about the porno names? All right, now you answer this one. If this was legit, porno, or both. All right, you're pouring a drink? Good, you're going to need it. All right. Clifford the Big Red Dog.
The Big Red Dog. I would say that is legit.
Who the hell knows? I never seen it, but I've seen the porno version of it, and oh my God, it is a big red dog. Scariest porno I ever seen.
I thought you said dog.
I did say dog.
Okay.
Oh, geez, Amber, what the hell? Have another drink.
I think I will.
I'm very excited about this hump festival thing, though. Anything with the word hump in, I'm in. I love Wednesdays because it's hump day, you know?
Uh-huh.
It's like a go sign. That's a good thing.
So have you ever seen the Hump Festival?
No, I'd love to see that thing.
Google it. Dan Savage, this sexpert out in Seattle on the West Coast, puts this together every year. So check it out.
Yeah. Have you ever been to it?
I've watched it several times. Yeah. Maybe we could produce one someday.
I think that would be a great idea. You know, I mean, the whole thing with Merrill, actually, I produced a movie with him, you know, a number of years ago. You may have heard of it. I don't know. It was called Quick, Come With Me. It was a short. But it did very well.
Yes. Quick, come with me. I like that.
You know, I got my hands in everything, especially films, you know.
Well, make sure you wash your hands, okay? That's important, as well as wearing a mask.
Oh, yeah. I always wear a mask during a porno. I don't want them to know who I am.
Well, Rocco, anything else you want to add to this week?
I don't know. I got all these thoughts in my head and stuff. I'm just watching your show, and I just want to chime in every now and then because I like you. You're cool. You're fun. Your guests are all right. I'd like to see more of Jessica's butt, if you don't mind. You know, no offense, of course.
That's not all she has that you'd like to see. Trust me.
All right.
Rocco, you have a good week. It's June. It's going to be June. So let's get rid of May. And someone wants to know, what hair product does Rocco use?
Oh, that, my friend, would be a secret I cannot divulge. It's a whole thing, a concoction that I myself made. Like
a whole regimen?
Everything, all right? But I appreciate it. Is that a compliment?
I think it's porn. Yeah, Douglas was back to porn.
It just might be porn.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Rocco. You have a good good month. All right. I'll see you next week.
All right. Hey, great.
All right.
I'm looking forward to it. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. So thank you all very much for joining in this week. I'll see you next week. It's June, episode 11. I've got Canadian guests. Yeah, we're going to talk north of the border. Maybe I'll drink Labatt's. Who knows? So anyway, I'll be here, and I hope you will be too. See you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you, Russell. Thank you, Jack.